Hey guys, this is CosmicClown.
This is DarknessAbsol.
We're back straight into another video. He escaped from a battle like a pansy.
This is DarknessAbsol saying domestic violence is not right. We should fight against it.
Stop being an
Just
asshole
kidding.
and just fight. Fight the damn Koopa.
God
Kill the turtle. This is PETA.
It hurts.
Anyway,
Help
like
me
I
hurt
was saying,
it hurts.
Nintendo had its own, was creating their own games. So it wasn't looking for third-party game developers, which means that it was focused on creating quality games, unlike, what other game system was out there?
Wasn't it like
Technically the Sega.
Yeah, Sega.
But, I mean, like, Sega still created some good games. I mean, like, Sega Saturn didn't have that great of things and stuff like that. But, like, Nintendo was producing these games that had replay value, story, sort of, plot, characters, everything you need for an early time game. And they just continued to mass produce this throughout the time, creating a very solid, like, foundation for its company, right? Microsoft and Sony are very wealthy companies, and they have... Why didn't you jump on them? And they have very like solid grounding, but that's only because they're like well-known companies for other reasons.
Yeah.
They come into the gaming industry with their PlayStation, which actually launched out and became like one of the best, or like one of the highest bought systems or something like that. Microsoft came out with the Xbox 360, which I know I own a copy, or I own an Xbox 360. I'm about to get an Xbox One because I love those systems. But the thing is, it has so many games out for the PlayStation and the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, or the pre-gen systems. They have so many games out there. But if you look at the game cases and you look at the different companies, they have like 40 different software, or they have 40 different development companies.
Because they take
Ubisoft,
third-party games.
yeah, they have Ubisoft, they have Activision, Treyarch.
Well, that's probably why Nintendo's hitting the dirt sometimes.
But listen. Hold on. The thing is, though, Nintendo doesn't branch out to third-party companies, which isn't necessarily bad, but it also isn't good.
Yeah.
In terms that they aren't producing as many games as Xbox and multi-platform game companies are. But they still have the fact that their games are high quality. Because you know that old saying, if you're going to do something right, do it yourself.
Yeah.
Nintendo follows that to the brim. They have their company, they have their team that creates these great games that we will always know and remember and love and everything like that. And you won't get games like, for example, Murdered Soul Suspect or something like that. I just beat that game. I might do a playthrough of that by myself because I really enjoyed the game. It was really fun. You had a very cool storyline. You had a very cool way of playing. But the thing is, it ended too fast. It was a very short game. I beat it in like 2 or 3 days. That was produced by Square Enix. I know Square Enix is a great company. I know they produce really fucking good games. For example, Final Fantasy series comes from Square Enix. I'm pretty sure they have friggin' Kingdom Hearts under their belt. That's a friggin' great game. But the thing is, it was rushed. Murdered was way rushed than it should have been. Which if they sat down and took their time, they could have expanded it into something so much better. But what are they doing right now? Square Enix. They have, I'm pretty sure, Final Fantasy they're working on. They have the next Kingdom Hearts coming out. Kingdom Hearts 3 was confirmed during E3. Square Enix is working on that. So, honestly, I think if they took like another year or two for Murdered, it could be a $60 game. It could have been so much longer than they made it. But because they're focusing on different games, all at the same time...
They don't have enough time in each game.
Right, they don't have enough time. Now, back to my original point, when you have third-party companies doing stuff like that, it makes it really hard to actually, like, come out with a quality thing. Now, imagine, like, just for, like, a year, all of that happened for Xbox and for PlayStation, they come out with these games that like last for a day or two of actual gameplay, and then they're just like, well, why purchase it when you could just go to like Redbox and rent it?
Yeah.
You aren't going to get, or the companies aren't going to get the money that they originally projected through like purchases and stuff like that.
Yeah, because if you actually like, there's people who are diehard like devoted fans, but if you're gonna help, if you actually love a company as much as you are, it's better to buy the game. I mean, sure, it might be more expensive to buy the game new, but it actually gives money to the company. So
Yeah, like GameStop, if you buy it used, it's going straight to the GameStop. It's not even a bit of it's going to the company. So try and buy new. But back to what I was saying.
Yeah.
Imagine if that happened for a year, like a straight year. Just games came out and you beat them in like a day or two. Now, a year, it might have an impact, but it might not have that great of an impact. But then say, alright, well, you have 1 year, that's fine, whatever. Alright, now imagine if it happened for 3 years.
Yep.
Imagine if it happened 5 years. The gaming company, or the gaming industries, can't let that happen. They can't let bad quality games come out over and over again for a time period, or else you'll have another game crash like they did in, I think, the 60s or 70s, whatever it was. They can't let that happen. Nintendo knows that. Nintendo lived through it. Nintendo was able to come through still a successful game company. Now, as I've been talking, I lost my train of thought a couple of times, and I was able to regain it, but back to the original point. Nintendo knows that it has to stay firm. It has to stay, like, I guess, true to itself. I don't know if that's not really, like, the correct saying, but it has to stick to itself and create its own games, because it knows it's going to produce quality games. It knows it's going to do it at a semi-good pace. Not as fast as the other companies, but it's still at a good pace. And it knows it's going to make a profit. Because when something like Nintendo, like a trademark company, has its name on a game case, usually you're going to buy it. Just like how I got Murdered Souls because it had Square Enix. That's the only reason. I read about it, and it was interesting, and I was like, alright, this could be a cool game, it sounds awesome, it has like cool mechanics to it, blah 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 blah. But like, I would have never bought the game unless I knew it came from an actual company that was good.
Yeah.
Like, I would never purchase a random game
Not knowing how good it is.
without knowing, like, unless it's hyped up, like Watch Dogs. I have no idea who made Watch Dogs. I don't really care. It's a good game. I played it for like.
Not a big. Isn't it just like another game like Saints Row and Gear? Not Gears. What is it? Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. Well, not really. No, it's not the same. It's different. It's got the free roam like Grand Theft Auto, but it's not Grand Theft Auto. Trust me, it's different.
Look at that pro flying.
That was pretty pro flying, but I would have never bought the game unless I knew it had like Square Enix's like on it. Like, by the way, I keep dropping words like publisher and developer, or I keep saying developer. I keep meaning to say publisher. I keep saying developer by accident. Because they don't actually make the games.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into something that I don't know. All I know is that it has the label of Square Enix, which I know is a trusted company in my opinion, and something that I would go for. But because the game was...
I just messed up. I just... Because I'm paying attention to you, I just tattled something we already had tattled.
Smooth. Don't tattle again.
No, I'm tattling.
Oh, okay. Never mind. But what was I saying?
Talking about publishers and how
it still has the title on it. I know they aren't making the game, but it still has the label on it. Just like if you go to, I need a good example. I don't know any good examples, but like Aeropastel is a good clothes company, or like not really good, but it's like a name brand.
Yeah.
You would buy Aeropastel clothes to fit in. In the gaming world, you buy Nintendo game because you want to be a Nintendo fan, or because you know Nintendo is a good
Yeah, it's
quality.
it's your favorite.
Like
So
it's
you have your favorite brand. You have your favorite brand of video games.
yeah, your favorite like publisher, developer, or something like that.
brand.
My brand. But the point is, I've been rambling for this whole episode. I've just been going on and losing the main point. Nintendo is smart in the fact that it keeps its
keeps its audience entertained.
It keeps a solid ground in which it will be able
And
to
entertained.
push through if something does happen,
Hey, look, I leveled up.
and still producing what it should do. It's still being a solid company like it should be, and it's still doing what other companies may not be. So, in all,
Retrospect.
not retrospect, just like
I don't know what that
all together, like to wrap up, to sum up, Nintendo's, you got fucked up, or he got fucked up. Nintendo's been doing what it should be doing. It's been keeping itself afloat, and it's been doing what it needs to do for the game company.
If I ever hear that Nintendo has to like close business because I heard it's not making as much money as it should be, I think I might cry.
Well, you know, stocks dropped exponentially because of the Wii U sales.
Yeah, the Wii U apparently didn't make any good sales.
Yeah, the Wii U did not make anything. It did not come out good for us.
They should have waited until like, well, no, the only really good
Because they didn't have any like brand name, or not brand name.
I've
They didn't
al-
have any like launch titles that were like they had Sonic, they had Zombie U, they had Super Mario 3D Land or World or something.
like
But they didn't, the thing is they didn't have it when they needed it, when the game system first came out. And they didn't have it, or they aren't having like new games come out like Hyrule Warriors, Super Smash
like in all honesty, I
Brothers
think
U.
the only thing that like I love everything from like Nintendo. Like I'll always play any of their games, but for like the public generally, since it's a family system, the only games I see ever like holding Nintendo afloat are gonna be like Smash Brothers, like the Mario games, Mario Party, and Mario Kart. Nothing third generation, because if anybody wants a third generation, they're probably just gonna go for like an Xbox or a PS, like 4 or something.
hmm
What's
You
your
actually
other
just remind me of something, but then I lost my train of thought. When I review this, I'll rant about it next video. But just as a message to our viewers, if I got any information wrong, if I said anything I should not have said, and I spoke out of term,
Drop a
please tell
comment.
me. Please tell me. Message me, comment. It doesn't matter. I love to learn new information. I love to correct what I have wrong. I do not like to speak. Like any wrong information. I do not like to tell people wrong information. If I'm wrong, tell me. Call me out. I do not care. I love learning about new things. But yeah, just let me know. And do not be afraid to tell me, like, dude, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. Or even, hell, even if it is just an opinion, please tell me. Because I love hearing other people's opinions, and I love hearing about different views on Nintendo and video game companies and how they're producing their games and how they should produce their games. Just anything you want to share with us, comment, message me, anything you want, please do so. But any information you can give me is beneficial to everyone, because I'll correct it in my next video and whatever. But that's all the time we have for this video. Thanks for listening to me rant. This is CosmicClown.
It's DarknessAbsol.
See you next time, guys.